Conversations. We're here at the Edison in lovely Cascades Park on a beautiful day. Love this morning, love being here.
And today's conversation is completely rooted in
Social media.
and
Children.
and all the questions related to it as moms.
I'm ignoring it.
Right. Well, so
Y'all.
yours are a little
Not
bit
just-
younger, so you're still some years away where you have an emphatic, easy, no,
Like,
you're
no.
way too young.
Yeah.
My son's 11. Got straight A's, now he's negotiating. If I get
Ooh.
straight A's again, can I have Snapchat? Which
You
is the
get
one.
some money to put in your
Right?
bank?
I don't know. How about a bicycle?
No.
You know?
Roller skate, roller blades, do they still do that? No.
Actually, he just got up here. He loves them.
Rollerblades? They're still there?
rollerblading. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I had
He's a
no
hockey
idea.
fan, though.
Okay, not like
That's
segue. Oh, yeah. So
That's
okay.
okay. So the scary subject of children and social media is what we're conquering today. We've got
Okay.
social media experts, we've
Oh,
got law
totally.
enforcement, all of that, and there's a lot of it on the show. So we're gonna go ahead straight to break
Okay.
right now and come back and get into it. Stay with us.
North Florida Women's Care offers the highest quality services for obstetrical and gynecological patients. We are a group practice of caring, industry-leading providers. We have the highest quality ultrasound equipment in Tallahassee. You can call or reach us online 24/7 at the patient portal for appointments, test results, billing, or to send a secure message to our nursing staff. North Florida Women's Care delivers the care you deserve and the trust you expect.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Whether you're building a new home or remodeling your current home, at Brian Barnard's Flooring America, we can help you achieve the look you want at the prices the box stores can't compete with. For hardwood, carpet, tile, and rugs, for any area in your home, we'll take your design ideas and turn them into reality. From all the floors in your home to the walls in the kitchen and bath, we have the right products at the right price with exceptional service and installation. Brian Barnard's Flooring America, where friends send.
Good morning and welcome back to AM Break with Ann and Audra. Still here at the beautiful Edison restaurant. Lovely morning. So glad to see you today.
This is Bianca. Well, actually,
You
let's
can introduce
introduce yourself and who you are.
Hey everyone, I am Bianca Balabre. I am the Director of Digital Communications at Hatch and Fly. I've been practicing social media communications for about almost going on 3 years now. So yeah, that's
She
who I
practices
am.
what she preaches. Like
Yes.
I love following you on Instagram and Insta
thank
stories and
you.
seeing all your
It is a lot
updates
of
and
fun.
what's going on.
A lot
so,
of fun for sure.
yes.
But we actually have Bianca here because you are a social media expert. So the question before us, children and social media, what would you suggest as best practices for mom and dad, including when do you let your kid on social media?
Okay. Well, for like
Huge subject. We know.
it's pretty, I mean, but it's the reality of the world that we live in now. Like people, like kids are just born into the social media world,
Right.
so it's all they know. But for like token age, 13 is usually the age that you want to wait, because every platform pretty much has an age restriction of 13.
Oh, that is true when you start
Right.
your account. Okay.
So yeah, 13 is like the token age for most platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
My son is not going to like that. He's
Yeah.
only turning 12.
It's like the restrictions say so.
the restrictions
Yeah.
say
The
so.
restrictions
I
say
can't,
so.
I
Yeah.
can't fight the law.
And there's kind of like, yeah, there's
go.
regulations on if you start one for a minor.
Oh,
So
girl, I'm not getting in trouble.
yeah.
That is fantastic news.
Good. Thanks for that. See?
See?
Yeah.
Kids, we got
Best
you.
news today.
I want mom
No.
and daddy locked up.
Yeah, no, but kids, don't be mad at me.
Don't be mad at Bianca.
Don't be mad
Miss
at me.
Bianca's ruining our lives.
Right. But yeah, so there's restrictions on these things. So that's the biggest thing, that make sure that they're a certain age, and just make sure that they're mentally there as well.
Right.
The first thing you would want to do is make sure you have their password.
Right.
You need to make sure that you know every platform that they're on and have their password, and know who their friends are.
Sure.
That's big, because with Facebook especially and Instagram, you can have a public profile and you can just add anybody in the world. I mean, Facebook is the biggest like
Most
community,
social.
Yeah.
community, period. Not even social, but it's the biggest community in the world. So you can reach anybody in the world.
Right.
So you want to just make sure that they have their settings on private. You want to make sure that when they share pictures that it's within their friends and not just everybody in the world. You want to also make sure that they're not sharing pictures that are going to embarrass them, that
Sure.
are talking about other people. That,
Right.
So these are
That whole
discussions that, yeah,
conversation.
you definitely want to have that discussion.
Don't
with
send
them.
pictures of your junk. I mean, I've got to have this conversation with my kid, right?
Yeah, it's important.
You laugh, but
No, but
imagine.
and then you have to also think of social media is just like if an article came out about you.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
gonna be on the internet forever. So I mean, you may be able to delete it, but somebody will be able to find it.
Snapchat it.
Right.
All
Screenshot
that.
it.
Right,
Sure.
screenshot it, or this is information that will be there forever. And at 13, you can do something
lifetime
so
decision.
that's a lifetime decision. So you have to have these serious conversations. Like, please don't put your boobs out on
But you
Facebook.
know
Right.
what? But this even brings up, you said don't even post embarrassing pictures of yourself or your friends, because what's a joke to you? I mean, this lost in translation, this
Right.
speak, this
Right.
text,
Huge
like
lost in
what I thought was
translation.
fun, and we're all, and then someone's offended or hurt, and you don't know how they're hurt. And
But we experience that as adults.
oh, I know. Oh,
Right, like
girl,
somebody would take a
girl,
picture
oh
of
my
us, and
gosh.
we're like, "Why would you put that?
why would
like,
you
why
put
would you
that?
tag me?"
Because
in
I
that?
look
That's
so
why
good
I
at it.
approve my tags.
Yeah,
Untag.
you have to
No,
approve your tags,
hide.
and like I just don't understand. Like you see the angle, I know you look good, but I don't look good. So,
me out.
yeah, so those are things that you want to definitely be aware of. Be aware of how often they're using it. There's different apps that I know were mentioned before, but there's some that I found called Net Nanny. Net Nanny,
Oh.
right?
Net nanny.
Net
Write this down.
Nanny.
Nanny, right.
On the iPad.
Net Nanny allows you to monitor activity in real time. So you can get
Girl.
updated
Okay.
on things that are going on the internet and things of that
FaceTime
nature.
him right. I know what you're doing.
Yes,
I see
I
you.
saw you.
Turn it off.
And you can and then there's one called M Spy. And so it's like mobile spy.
Okay.
But that seemed to be like a really popular one with parents because it's also real time, but you can monitor location, text messages, online
So the
activity.
one with the harsher name is probably the one I'm gonna get
The
as
one with
opposed to
spy
news.
in it.
Or maybe I'll get them all. I'll
Yes,
get all of
okay.
them.
Yeah.
You're doing it all.
I
Well,
mean,
let me ask you this. Is there a social media platform that you just would not let your kid on? Like they've got to be 18 and out of your house before.
Before you see them.
I mean, are there
or
any that are just
profile.
right? Are there
well,
any that
I mean,
are just so
my
scary?
future kid, because I don't have a child, but I'm scared. I'm a little scared of Snapchat. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I
Sure.
know.
And that's the one
I'm
my
not
kid
gonna lie.
wants.
Yeah,
it's the one that
because,
freaks me out the most.
I've encountered things on Snapchat that I wouldn't want a kid to encounter. Just
Sure.
because my profile is public, I'm a public figure out there.
Right.
I have my information out there, and I've received snaps that were just like,
Inappropriate.
"What?
She
You've
knows.
had snaps?"
Well, no.
She knows.
I have. She knows.
has. I lived through her. Like, thank God. I was getting
Right.
this
Screenshot of my-
Just like,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
what?
Like,
Who
these are
is this man?
grown-ups. Like,
These-
what are you
like, and they'll
thinking?
just
No shame.
no
None,
shame.
None. You'll,
No
And there
shame.
should be
do
a whole
better.
bunch,
Do
but
better.
none.
It doesn't work. Like,
It
oh,
doesn't
thank
work.
you for that picture.
Right. Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you. Wow,
I'm
so
flattered.
impressive.
I didn't want to see
No.
that ever.
Doesn't
No.
work.
Right.
Yeah, so just these inappropriate pictures that can come through your Snapchat.
Yeah,
Right.
you
That
don't need them
boggles
seeing it.
for your
You can't
child,
see it.
13, like
So that is the one that freaks you out.
that's the one
most.
that freaks me out the most because I mean, even though M Spy and all of these other things help you monitor it,
You can't
you
stop it.
can't
Go in
stop
there
what
and, yeah.
comes in.
You'll know about it after it's happened.
Right.
You can't
And
stop
so
it.
if somebody just sends something lewd,
Right.
they were already exposed. And so it's just like
horrible.
you would have to have that conversation like
Right.
there are crazy people in the world. But that's like
And
that's
I-
what I'm scared of.
I expect that will happen. I would like
Yeah.
to keep them as few as possible for sure.
Right.
Any other other recommendations in terms of social media and children?
Another recommendation. Well, the biggest one right now is Snapchat. That's the biggest platform for children. Make sure that they're not lying about their age because that's a big thing. A lot of 10 and 11-year-olds are on Snapchat, on Facebook, on Instagram, and they're lying about their age. It's not difficult for you to just put
Right.
1990,
Right.
right? 19, you know.
Do the math, it's easy, yeah.
Right. And so you just want to make sure that you're actually monitoring and seeing are they actually telling the truth? Because one thing that I learned as far as like looking up things for this segment is that there were kids that were lying about their age and going on Tinder. Now that's like a different level And Tinder actually used to be at the age of 13.
What?
Right.
Are you serious?
Yes. We were shocked. I was talking to our director, and
Oh
she
my
was.
God.
We were just.
Like middle school matchups? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
it's just disturbing. It's
Oh,
disturbing.
horrible.
And so you want to make sure that, because Tinder is connected through Facebook.
Correct.
So if you lie about your age on Facebook, you can get on Tinder, and you never know what can happen.
All my friends who want to play on there, now you know another reason why you need to
Oh.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. I
Nope.
didn't.
No, I'm not using
These
it.
conversations are important. So, is
Yeah.
there any other overall recommendations as we close this out? When your children in social media, anything that
Children in social media, just make sure that you have a very strong conversation with them. I know we heard about contracts, but you definitely want to indicate the severity or the intensity of what it means if you put something wrong out into the world.
Sure.
And that it will really affect your entire
Whole
life.
future.
And, you know, people are getting kicked out of school for this. People are committing suicide.
Losing
Like,
jobs,
It's
yeah.
just, losing jobs. And I mean, these apps that I was telling you about, these apps are used by companies to monitor what their employees are doing on
Right.
social media.
Right.
So that's just right. It's like super zoomed in. Like,
Right.
who are you really? You know,
Right, sure.
9 to 5, you're one person, but after, who are you? So I think that discussion is just the biggest one, and just knowing who your child is. And I mean, I'm just would be like super protective and create my own profile to just follow them like incognito.
Oh yeah.
Because if you follow them on the app, I mean, it does disappear when you put it on their phone, but like, it's nothing like being their friend on social media.
Oh, well, I plan on making it very obvious if and when he does get on social media. I'm gonna be on your page and posting every day. Every day.
Watch it.
Watch me. But anyways, all right. Well, thank you so much for
Yes,
joining us.
I learned a lot. That's great.
Topic will come back up again, I'm sure,
Yeah.
as our kids get older. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be right back.
Every morning the sun rises in our fair city. A while later, Chris, the late riser, wakens for a day of work and involvement in FSU and community, serving Tallahassee as he has for years. Across town, Brother Peter, the early riser, has already turned on the lights, checked itineraries, and game planned with loyal employees who've been showing up every day for decades. And as the day rolls into business mode, the brothers orchestrate what has come to be recognized as Tallahassee's premier auto dealership, your car dealer, Kraft Nissan.
Good morning and welcome back to AM Break. Still here at the Edison and still talking about our children
Social media.
and social media. And right now we've got Detective Travis Knight. We've been discussing questions like, when do you let your kid on social media? My son, who's 11, is now trying to negotiate Snapchat if he gets straight A's again.
Right.
And it's hard to say no. I mean, he's got valid points, valid arguments, but it's scary too. So we're going to talk about the how to protect your child while using social media platforms.
Things to be aware of. I just
Correct.
don't think that people always know
We don't.
what's out there.
We don't. And so just your best advice for mom, dads, grandparents, every adult when it comes to protecting your child while they're online so those weirdos don't come after them.
Right.
Or if they do, what to do.
Right. Yeah, well, I think that's the hardest part for parents is it's difficult to actually monitor all of your children's activities online.
Sure.
Because of the plethora amount of applications that are out there, it's hard for parents to monitor each one.
Right.
Listen, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Vine,
Snapchat.
you've got Snapchat, which is now the leading application that students are using or kids are using nowadays. But you also have applications like Musical.ly. Ever heard of that?
My kid
Oh,
loves
but
it.
You know what? I should bring that up because the woman does karaoke, but she's connected to all these people.
And they
I
can
didn't think
actually
about that.
chat through Musical.ly. And
Correct.
so we have had cases where and especially in our schools where they have been void of Snapchat and Instagram, and they're communicating through Musically, and that's
Instead.
how
I
they're
didn't think
either
about
bullying
that.
one
Yeah.
another, or and even the predators that want to go after these kids.
Right.
They're becoming more and more savvy as to what the kids are using,
Mm-hmm.
because guess what? They do the research just like we do.
Right.
And so they see these applications that these kids are getting on, and they say, okay, well, if I can create an account, and it's not that hard to pretend to be a 13-year-old child,
Right.
so they'll create the account, befriend the child based on whatever other information they've gleaned from other applications they've seen the child using.
Right.
Then they start targeting that particular child on that application, and then they move on and on and on.
Well, then, what is your recommendation? Do we look at
You
the
know-
phone every hour? I mean, what do we do? So this whole thing freaks me out. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's
Your
scary.
experience. I mean, you
Well,
have 2 children.
I do.
right?
I do.
mean,
I've got a 6-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. I can tell you, my son doesn't know anything about social media.
Sure.
He's too young. However, even at that age, they still know a little bit, but
Electronics
not as
and
much.
games, yeah.
Right. I mean, now
Probably
he-
more than our grandparents, but
Right.
yeah. uh-huh.
Right. Way more than us, unfortunately.
Right.
Sure.
But he's got an iPad, so he uses that all the time. Now, my daughter, I will say, I'm probably one of the fortunate parents. She's not huge into social media.
Good.
She doesn't. She uses her phone a lot. She uses her computer a lot. But I don't see a lot of social media applications on her stuff. Now,
Sure.
do we check it all the time? Absolutely. And again, I wish I had a fix-all for parents to say, well, go to this website, log yourself in, and it'll give you every single application out there that your child's using. But unfortunately, there just isn't really that type of software out there.
Sure.
It's easy to obtain, and use. A lot of that kind of stuff's not very user-friendly. You almost have to be an IT expert to be able to find all your child's social media accounts, log them all in.
Right.
And
we're not
input your
IT
IP
experts.
address, and right. So you need it for those individuals who are just, the basic computer user and social media user,
Right.
cell phone. Those are, that's what they need to gear it toward. But for me, I check my daughter's phone frequently, and I think that's just.
Define frequently.
I
Daily.
would
several
probably
times a
say
week?
every couple of days.
Okay.
Okay.
She'll leave it laying around. I'll pick it up. I think one of the biggest things too that parents need to understand is they need to make sure that they have the passcodes for their children's devices.
Yeah.
Don't let your child set up a passcode and that you don't know what it is. That's usually the first indicator something's wrong.
So we have a lot of parents say, but it's an invasion of privacy.
No.
Is
You're
it?
in my house.
That's true.
That's exactly what I
I
tell
agree.
parents.
Sure.
They are under your roof, and until even after 18,
yeah.
if they're still under your roof, their privacy is
But
limited.
y'all,
Right.
but that's like in
So-
our day, it was like someone calls the house. Yeah,
Right.
well, who is it? Like
Right.
I don't, I mean, but
Right.
now,
Well, and it's hard to equate what we experienced
oh gosh,
to what
totally
they
different. Oh,
experienced.
their
Completely
landscape,
different.
yeah.
Because when I was young, you took the phone with a cord on it,
Right.
and you went and hid behind the counter and talked to your girlfriend.
phone-
Call
with your
waiting
brother.
was a new
You
thing.
know.
Remember
Caller
call
ID
waiting?
was
Caller
such a big
ID,
deal.
and then when text messaging finally did
Oh,
come
right.
out after the analog phones, they had text messaging at 10 cent a message.
Right.
So we didn't have
Don't
these
text
issues.
me. It's too expensive.
Right. We didn't have these issues. Now you've got such a large amount of internet
Communication.
traffic and communication out there.
Right.
It's
Emails,
so
all of
easy
that.
for these kids to communicate online with anybody.
And a lot of it without proof. I mean, some of it kicks, whatever that is, it's an app that you can kick, that you can text, it disappears.
Well,
text
People are
because-
screenshotting
If they
it.
want to, yeah.
Kick's one of those ones. Now Snapchat definitely.
After 24 hours, I think, yeah.
It will.
Or you
Well,
read
actually,
the message and it goes away.
Right. They,
Yeah.
they set their time deletion stamps either at from anywhere between 3 and 10 seconds.
Right.
Now that doesn't prevent kids from snapping it,
Screenshotting it.
screenshotting it, thank
Right.
you, or or doing some other means to capture that whatever
Right.
was sent.
Right.
But that's why the kids like it so much. It's because they can send a snap, disappears.
And this is
mommy
the,
and daddy never
this
knows
is the
about
one
it.
that my kid
you know?
wants.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Someone do an app with just the filters.
I
That my
know.
baby would love that. Not just communications.
Now, if you're looking to monitor internet traffic, which is another big part. Now we talk about communication through social media apps,
Right.
but internet traffic on that comes through your IP, through your service provider, through your router at the house, modem,
Right.
whatever. There is a program Cisco has that you can log into, but it's a great way to monitor the internet traffic that's coming through your router that your child's doing, and you can filter it, a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
So you can get on there and you can check boxes that you don't want to come through. Now,
Sure.
again, that's only a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
You know, it's only going to stop so much. The biggest, what we see the biggest issue is with these applications, you know,
Right.
Snapchat, Vine,
Right.
Twitter.
So then what is, if there's only one line of defense for mom and dad, what would you recommend?
Being vigilant.
And that means looking at the phone.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last time. You've got to stay on top of the fact that is, even though you're trying to give them privacy, you're trying to protect them at the same time.
Right.
So if you allow them to just run loose with this, that's what's going to happen, and that's usually when I get the phone call, and it's my
And that's what I'm
child's
trying to
been-
avoid.
Right. And my child's been talking to this person, and they're out there. Don't think you're invincible and that it's not going to happen, because it will.
Right.
It's just a matter of time that your child will get hit up on social media by somebody they don't know
Right.
who likes them or who wants to try to victimize them. And so,
So if something like that does happen, it's one of those weird crimes that you weren't expecting, obviously we call LCSO and report it, yes?
law enforcement.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether it's the sheriff's office, TPD, federal government. It doesn't matter. We just need to know. Obviously, your local agencies like LCSO or TPD are going to be kind of your first line
Sure.
of of defense when it comes to making a phone call. But absolutely, if you notice anything like that on the phone, call us right away. We can always send a deputy out to at least check it. 9 times out of 10, I end up getting a phone call from the deputy saying, "Hey, this is what I have. Where do we go from here, or what do you think about this?"
Sure.
So usually what I do from there is I'll tell the parents, don't delete anything. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to seize the phone, and then we'll have to do forensics on it to get, some of the data out of it.
Right.
Reach out to these service providers with legal process. And,
Sure.
that's the other thing. These
You could be
kids-
protecting other people. I mean, you just don't know who these kids. I mean, usually it's not the first time. It's some predator or whatever is coming in.
I can tell you,
yeah, absolutely.
a lot of our cases when we get them like that, they're not the only child that they have victimized.
Absolutely not.
Once we get
Such a
into
wide
it,
net.
right, and we dive into the case, we start seeing there's
Other communication.
kids across the country that they've had communication with, and
Right.
so now that's why these cases can just explode, and so you almost open that box and boom, here it comes, and that's okay. I would rather it come from the parent here, tell us what's going on. If we get hit like that, we can take somebody out, take them off the street that's trying to victimize children, regardless of where they are.
Sure.
So, but yeah, first thing, contact law enforcement. Let us know. That way we can start looking into it and see what's going on.
Great.
We can look at the phone. The other biggest thing is to talk with the child.
Sure.
Making sure that they haven't left, snuck out, met this individual.
Right.
That's why it's in today's age we have to be vigilant, on what our kids are doing.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a little bit more on the show to talk about. We will definitely have you back here to talk about all the interesting things that you cover as a detective with LCSO. Thank you for joining us. We will be right back.
Every morning the sun rises in our fair city. A while later, Chris, the late riser, wakens for a day of work and involvement in FSU and community, serving Tallahassee as he has for years. Across town, Brother Peter, the early riser, has already turned on the lights, checked itineraries, and game planned with loyal employees who've been showing up every day for decades. And as the day rolls into business mode, the brothers orchestrate what has come to be recognized as Tallahassee's premier auto dealership, your car dealer, Kraft Nissan.
Hi, I'm Jessica Duncan with FunForTallyKids.com, and these are your upcoming family events. Everyone's favorite creepy and kooky family is back in this new ghostly musical comedy. The Addams Family debuts at FSU's Fallon Theater on Friday, February 16th. 2 great events will be happening at Railroad Square Art Park on Saturday the 17th. First, you can meet the talented kid entrepreneurs who own and run Born Brilliant, a company specializing in plant-based baked goods and beverages. These winners of Tallahassee's inaugural Children's Business Fair will be holding a Meet and Munch event inside the House of Plywood at Railroad Square, starting at 10 a.m. Then at 2 o'clock, you won't want to miss Artie Gras 2018. There will be plenty of kids' activities in the afternoon, a parade around the square at 4 p.m., and plenty of live music and dancing until 11. Wear a crazy costume or just come as you are. Either way, be ready to dance. On Sunday the 18th, moms and daughters are invited to the Secret Keeper Girl Masterpiece World Tour at Christian Heritage Church. You'll learn the secrets of modesty and true beauty while connecting with your daughter and enjoying a girls' night out. Monday, February 19th, I-9 Sports Basketball presents Monday night strength and conditioning clinics. Boys and girls ages 7 to 14 who want to develop their skills can register for this series of weekly clinics. Every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 6 p.m., Chaos Group Training offers kids speed and agility classes for children ages 5 to 12. Parents can choose to watch or they can work out too, since there's an adult class at the same time. Plus, be sure to check out the Chaos Spring Break and Summer Camps, and stay tuned for a Family Fit Challenge to get the whole family in shape for summer vacations. That's it for this week's upcoming family events. As always, you can find these events and lots more on funfortallykids.com. I'm Jessica Duncan, and I will see you back here next week with more fun around Tallahassee.
That was so informative.
It really is.
Can we get a list of those apps though? I need a
Yes.
list. I need like everyone. I need the contract. I need the apps. Like this is gonna be in my when Paloma turns.
Correct. And this is when you're not there yet. I'm literally in the conversation with the kid about whether or not to do this, and it's scary for me. It's absolutely scary.
Just stick with that. You're supposed to be 13. Don't make mommy go to jail.
That's right, pretty
Thank you.
much.
Just
That is my
that.
new answer. And had we
There
not
you
done
go.
this today, I
I
would
would
have
have known.
agreed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
See?
call the ex-husband and let him know. Nope,
Rob.
he's got to be 13. Sorry, that's what the police say. That's what the social
Experts.
media police say.
Yes,
So,
we're on camera saying that.
and we're gonna keep talking about the subject
Yeah.
because again, we weren't born with this. Our mom and dads didn't make this decision for us.
Oof.
But we have to make it for our children. But thank you for joining us on the show, and we'll see you right back here